Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So my name is Paulo, and today we're gonna have a very special episode. So I'm coming to you from Paris, and I will be sharing, let's say, 10 lessons of my last 10 years of working and living abroad. Okay, so to start from, I lived in 6 different countries, 2 different continents. Okay, and I consider myself a very lucky person. Okay, all of this actually allow me to be very open-minded and opening my horizons to the differences of cultures, backgrounds, lifestyles, way of thinking, and all of that. I think it's precious, and that allows you, if you actually embrace it, allows for you to actually to become a better person, but also a better professional. So what I try to do on that is actually to absorb as much as I can, filter out what I don't think it's relevant, and then at the end of the course, I believe that allow me to become a better me, let's say. So with that said, stick around if you want to know more about this, and I can actually share with you what are my top 10 lessons. And if you do like this kind of content, please subscribe, join me on this journey, and stick around, don't go anywhere. And if you actually would like to know a bit more about which countries I actually visited or lived, okay, so I'm going to be dropping the links above. Okay, so working and living in Belgium, the Netherlands, the UK, Spain, and also Portugal. Okay, so stick around for lesson number 1. So let's go into this. So the first lesson I would say is around one thing that Bruce Lee used to say, that is be water, my friend. Okay, so this is all about adaptability. So first thing I would say that most of us actually, when consider actually to depart our country and go to another country, can be a bit daunting, I would say, because you're leaving your comfort zone. You don't know a lot about the culture and how things actually behave or act or react. Let's say that in itself is already a challenge. So my first lesson would be for you to actually to try to adapt as much as possible. Take care of your bank account, your health insurance, your house, a good place for you to be, mobile, internet, etc. Take care of all the paperwork that you need to take care of as much as possible, as fast as possible, so that you can then actually focus on your new work and on your new life. Okay, so that will be my lesson number 1. Okay, so stick around for the next one. Okay, let's go in then into lesson number 2. So lesson number 2 is all about being mindful of differences. Okay, so this I would say is one of the most powerful lessons that I've learned throughout my last 10 years of working and living abroad. And one thing that I also understood under all of this is that reality and what is true, let's say, it's highly subjective. So it will depend on your culture, your background, and whatever is reality on a given country or place is not on another one. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Like for instance, in the UK, okay, everyone says sorry. Okay, meaning they say sorry if you are the one actually imagining myself. So I hit someone, and of course I say sorry. But if it happens the other way around, if someone actually hits me in the UK, normally you say sorry as well. So which is actually extreme politeness, I would say, but it's actually interesting. But then let's compare this as in the Netherlands. So in the Netherlands, normally speaking, you don't apologize. Okay, so if you do a mistake, you just try to do it better next time around. So what I felt there was that if you do apologize, okay, then you are perceived as being weak. Okay, so those are some of the differences that you need to be mindful of, because each country, each reality is essentially different. So leverage and take profit of whatever is actually the best for you. Okay, so stick around for the next one. Okay, talking about lesson number 3. So I would say that you are stronger than you think you are. Okay, so one of the things that I actually learned across this past 10 years is that, meaning you're gonna go through different experiences. Okay, some of them are really hard and really difficult, but at the end, you will feel that you're gonna have one of two things. Okay, so you become even stronger, okay, or this will break you. Hopefully, it will take you to a different level of of endurance. Okay, and then this is important because on your daily life, okay, you're gonna be experience that. You're gonna be perceived as a foreigner, as someone that does not fit there, etc., etc. All of this can actually have a very strong impact on you. So I would say that you need to focus on your core strengths, and believe me, you are stronger than you believe you are. And then if you take this on board, whenever you go to a professional experience, you'll actually understand how, and you learn how to remain calm and focus, and at the end perform at a very high level and live the life as you should be, as you deserve. Okay, so that will be my third lesson, let's say. So let's go for the next one. Okay, so stick around if you want to know more. Okay, lesson number four. Okay, so I would say that your level of knowledge and education is much better than you thought. Okay, so maybe this is not valid for everyone, but I would say that it was for me. Okay, being Portuguese, okay, there's this kind of way of thinking, of considering yourself always lower than the next one. Okay, so one thing that I would say to you is that you should really value yourself. Don't be arrogant, but don't be a prick between brackets, but do value yourself, and your level of knowledge and your education is actually very powerful. Okay, so you can actually leverage that and actually add value for your work, but also for your life. Okay, so that will be the lesson for this one. So stick around for the next one. Okay, on lesson number five. So it's all about working like a sponge. Okay, so what is it that I mean by this? So a big plus of actually working and living abroad is that you're going to be coming across different cultures, different ways of thinking, working, seeing life, and that is all good. Okay, so what I would advise is for you to actually to work as a sponge, absorb as much as you can, filter out things that are not relevant, but keep the things that are actually good for you, that will allow for you to actually to work on a different level, that allows for you to actually to understand life on a different level, to actually would work in order to help you to grow as a person, but also as a professional. And this, if you actually leverage this, then you can actually go into a meeting or even into a situation in your life and give a different and fresh perspective because everything that you learned before. So this will be definitely one of my biggest advices, is to don't isolate yourself, just sum up things that are actually very good for the different cultures that you're going to be living, so that at the end you're going to become a much stronger individual. Okay, so stick around for the next one. Okay, let's go into this one. So, another fundamental advice, at least from my end, is for you to be part of the community. Okay, so what is it that I mean by this? Okay, so being a Portuguese, I have to say that most likely I will come across a Portuguese almost whatever I go. Okay, every country has to have a Portuguese. Okay, so we are known by having to be like a kind of a migrant kind of country. So for sure, I'm gonna come across more Portuguese people. So my advice is don't close yourself into a ghetto. Okay, of your own initial community. Okay, but rather be part of the overall of the greater community. Okay, join a club, be part of the local events, learn to speak the local language, and all of this, my friend, will speak volumes, I would say. Okay, trust me on this one. So, and people will have a different perspective on you, and you, my friend, you're going to be able to actually to understand people on a different way as well. So this will be my advice on this one, so stick around for the next one. Okay, lesson number seven. Don't forget your origins. Okay, that will be my advice. Okay, so value where is it that you're coming from, your culture, your background, value that, and even better, mix that with your new environment, okay, with your new learnings. And then it will come to a point where, for instance, you're going to become a parent and then you're going to have children, okay, and will be a blessing for them, okay, to be actually to be able to speak three, four languages at the age of 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 years old. Okay, and then of course that will speak volumes on their behalf because they will become something even stronger than you were. Okay, so but be mindful of that. Don't forget your origins. Value that and just do a kind of mix and you'll be all right. Okay, and I think that this will actually speaks volumes not in only on your behalf but will help you a lot on the way that you see yourself, as you see your life, as you see your work. Okay, so stick around for the next one. Okay, lesson number 8. Okay, so this is all about making connections. Okay, so I would say that throughout my past 10 years, I did had my strange and odd moments of actually speaking to strangers, okay, in the middle of the street, while, for instance, in Belgium or in Spain, whatever. But I think that is actually important because if you build connections, okay, being that with strangers, but with people at your place, friends at your club and etc, that will allow for you to actually to grow as an individual. Okay, and throughout the years, okay, you're going to become friends, and then of course whenever you come across some difficulties, you can count on them. Okay, so and if you continue on moving from country to country like I did, okay, it's likely that you're still going to be able to actually to talk to someone that you met 10 years ago. Okay, and then you go on free vacations. Okay, so that is for me like a real plus. Talking seriously, connect and bond with the local culture. Okay, so stick around for the next one. Okay, lesson number 9. So, my lesson number 9 is all about keeping an open mind. Okay, so why is this so important? Of course, you already tainted by your culture, by your way of thinking, and therefore, if you do not keep your open mind, for sure, then it's going to be much more difficult for you actually to grow as a person and as an individual, and of course, as a professional. Okay, so I'm going to give you some good examples on that, or hopefully good examples. So, being a Portuguese, you do love your wine, okay, the same as the French. I'm in Paris, okay, so but the thing is, you will love your wine, you will love your food, okay, and if you don't know the Portuguese wine or the Portuguese food or the desserts, I would highly advise you, you are missing on something. Okay, so but then you will use that actually sometimes when you're gonna have business conversations, actually to have a conversation throughout your lunch. Okay, that is like the way people do business or close on very strong, let's say, partnerships or even just friendships. Okay, but then if you look as an example to the Netherlands, people tend to eat in half an hour and they need almost because they need to. Okay, so it's not really a pleasure per se, while in Portugal we do believe that is a pleasure to eat good food. Okay, so that is just differences. Okay, it's not about being right or wrong, it's just reality. Okay, and you should be all right with that. So keep an open mind and actually just try to understand how people actually live on different perspectives, and this will be a blessing for your life and also for your profession. Okay, so stick around for the last one. Okay, to close, we then have lesson number 10. So, lesson number 10 is all about soft skills, and soft skills do matter. Okay, so on this everlasting global world, okay, the capacity that you have of actually understanding people, reading people, communicate, everything that you actually gain from working and living abroad, okay, this understanding of how do things actually connect, it's even of greater importance as we stand right now on this global world. If you look into the hard skills can be, let's say, you can train hard skills, okay, but the soft skills are much more difficult, let's say, for you to actually to gain them. But nevertheless, you can, up to a certain point, leverage your potential and actually grow your soft skills. Okay, so that will be my last point. Be mindful of your soft skills and how is it that you can make sure that you can leverage them. Okay, so Last but not least, hopefully this was an interesting session. Okay, give it a thumbs up, join me on this journey, and to subscribe. Okay, and if you want to have any questions or if you have doubts with regards to this, just drop it on the comments below. I'm more than happy to reply to you and help out as much as I can. So that's it. Okay, enjoy your day. Take care, my friend. Cheers. Bye bye.